Hello, everyone. Welcome to Small Talk. Well, joining me today is Realtor Jacqui Streber. Streber.
Hello, everyone.
Streber. I did pronounce that before, but that doesn't mean anything. So, okay, so who you work for?
I'm a licensed
with?
realtor with Century 21 Creekside here in Chilliwack, BC.
When did you start? How long have you been doing it?
A little over 2 years now. I got licensed in 2023, and yeah, have been learning new stuff ever since.
So what made you decide to do that?
I worked in a real estate adjacent career for about 10 years. I worked for a company called Upstage Downsize here in Chilliwack.
Okay.
I still work with them, and they specialize in downsizing and moving seniors. And so for me, it was sort of a logical step to take to work with the selling of houses and helping people navigate the real estate system because it is challenging.
Yeah.
And not everyone works at the same pace as a licensed real estate agent. We have a tendency to go, 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 go. And a lot of the time, people need you to take a step back and slow down. So I wanted to bring all of my upstage downsize experience into the world of real estate.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like a soft sell. Don't try to hard sell me because I immediately say no.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm the type that prefers a soft sell. So if you're like, say, a first-time buyer, what would you suggest to them? Like in choosing a realtor?
In choosing a realtor, sit down and have a conversation with them. You're going to instinctually know who you are going to mesh with on a personal level.
Right.
Anybody can do the paperwork, but connecting on a human level is huge. And for me, I think it's more important than the buying and selling process.
Right.
I've met people and I'm like, you know what you would work really well with? And I will actually refer them to another agent that I work with because I think that their personality may not be right.
Yeah.
And I may not be right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It is. You're right.
Yes.
That's what it is. You connect to people or you don't connect to them.
Yeah.
And the more you connect, the more likely you're going to listen to the advice of the person who's helping you.
Yeah, right? You don't want someone telling you what you need.
Yes.
You need somebody who's going to listen and help you find what you need. So
when I was looking for a place to live before this, like many moons ago, one of the things that would always annoy me is I would tell the realtor I want this size, like not footage, necessarily, but 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, whatever, and then would take me to see things that I didn't want, and it's like, why are you wasting my time? Right. So obviously you're the type of person who likes to really listen to what they want, right?
I try. Yeah. I try to listen, and I try to explain sometimes what you think you want. I will show you what you think you want and let you come to the conclusion of whether you actually want that. Because I know that when before I became licensed, my husband and I would, buy houses, fix them up, and then we would sell them. And sometimes I thought I knew what I wanted, and then we ended up going, and I was like, oh, no, I do not want this.
That's like when I think about people who, if you're building a house, you might think this is what you want, but if you've never lived in a home, I always suggest to people, don't build if you've never lived in a home, because I used to clean people's homes.
Me too.
And I learned not what to, when I was looking, not what to look for.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because people have a tendency to have way too much.
They have these ideas of what they see on Pinterest or in a magazine, and they're like, oh my gosh, that looks so amazing. Until you have to clean it.
Exactly.
Like those black flat stones that people are putting in their showers now.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, they are beautiful.
However,
trying to clean them and keep them clean with the Chilliwack water. They get the white on them. You just can't get rid of that. Yeah.
And quartz is better than marble, I have to say, for keeping clean.
Absolutely. Agreed. And as someone who bakes and cooks, I can definitely understand the like wanting the stone countertops. They are not forgiving for clumsy Jacqui who sometimes goes to put a dish down and lets it drop that last half inch.
That's a totally different issue.
My arborite countertops were so much more forgiving.
Yeah, that's what I have. But I've had quartz before, and I absolutely loved it. But again, I also tend to be clumsy, and especially if I'm trying not to be, then it's worse. Another thing I was going to ask, like when you were showing somebody's home, did you suggest to them like about decluttering before?
Yeah, put away all personal items. The general public kind of lacks imagination.
Right.
I've actually been hosting an open house, and people came in, and when you come into an open house that I'm hosting, I will hand you the MLS sheet. Here's all the information. I'll be here. Ask me any questions. I'm not going to follow you around. I'm going to let you explore. And I actually heard a couple, and one of the people said, I could never live in this house. Wow, that is the ugliest couch I've ever seen.
That's funny.
And I just kept thinking, but they're not selling you the couch.
Yeah, they don't want to have it. They like their ugly couch.
They like their ugly couch. And I think it's a fabulous couch, but then I have eccentric taste. So putting away all of those personal things, you want people to come in and try and visualize their items in the house.
Okay, so when you're showing somebody a house, like I one time we were looking for a house, and the realtor opened the door, and there was a canoe in the right in the entry.
Yeah.
You know, so when you are showing somebody, and there's like not necessarily a canoe, but you're going in, and do you give that realtor who's selling for that person feedback about any of that?
Absolutely. I try and do it in a gentle way.
Sure.
I try to do it in a gentle way. You know, my daughter calls it a compliment sandwich. Sometimes I'm getting an open-faced sandwich, so you're not. But yeah, if you're coming in and you're hit in the face with a dirty litter box smell, that's, you know, the people that live there may not necessarily know.
Right. Yeah.
Like I know that I have a large dog, and day to day, I will swear up and down that my house does not smell like dog. I went away for a weekend and came home, and I was like, oh my goodness. So you have to give the feedback.
Right.
And you got to be gentle about it.
Of course, yeah.
Makes sense. And if an agent gives me feedback and they are not gentle, I have to be gentle when talking to my clients about it. You can't go in and be like, hey, the giant canoe is not like people can't see beyond it.
Right. It's not very decorative.
No. And if that's the one thing they're focused on is the giant canoe, it has nothing to do with the house at all. You know, so yeah.
So do you also sell business properties?
I am licensed to sell commercial real estate. Navigating commercial real estate is challenging. So I had someone reach out to me with regards to helping them find a commercial real estate. There's another agent in my office who is so well-versed in commercial real estate.
Right.
And so I asked him, I said, you know, if this turns out to be, you know, if I'm moving forward with this client who is comfortable with me, can I have you come in and help me? And then, you know, we work it all out from there. But on that, the client has to be comfortable with that as well.
Right.
And I've actually had one who was like, I want just you. And I told them that where I am in my career and where I am in my education, I don't feel comfortable representing them 100%. And I would like to be able to bring a senior person in with me.
Right.
And they were like, I just want to deal with one person. And I said, well, that can be me, but we're going to move it at a slower pace because I want to make sure I'm doing the best job for you. And I said, if you don't want to deal with the one single person that is just me, I'm not going to be upset if you pick somebody who knows more about commercial real estate.
Right. Yeah.
So-
It's better for you and the client,
I
right?
would, yeah, I wouldn't want to miss something
Right.
because I've not done commercial real estate.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So let's just say somebody in, just pick Langley,
Mhm.
contacts you.
Mhm.
They want you
Yeah.
to help them sell or buy in their area.
Yeah.
So do you do that?
I do that. I actually have a listing in North Vancouver
Oh,
right
you
now.
do? Oh,
Yeah.
all right, cool.
Yeah. So I have a listing up in North Van. It is someone I've known for years. So they wanted me. They didn't reach out to a North Van realtor
Right.
or a Vancouver realtor, so I'm not going to refer them out. I'm lucky that I'm familiar with the North Van Deep Cove area. My parents used to live there.
Wow.
So I am familiar with the area, and anything that I didn't already know, I made sure that I researched it.
Mhm.
I love learning new things.
Yeah. So
So
there's no rules about infringing on somebody else's territory, say?
no. It has to do with collaboration, collusion, sort of. I'm licensed anywhere in British Columbia.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that being said, it wouldn't make sense for me to list something in 100 Mile House or Prince George.
Mhm.
Like, these are areas I'm not necessarily familiar with.
Right.
And
just the travel time, like
well, yeah.
showing somebody one place.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere that I'm familiar with that's within, hour and a half, 2 hours.
Sure.
I'll definitely, but I don't think that I could represent someone selling something in Victoria. I know nothing about Victoria. So I wouldn't, I'm not offering the best service
Mhm.
to the person.
All right. So you had any clients that would be, let's say, real nitpickers?
I know that before I got licensed, I was that client.
You were not.
I was. I was very particular.
Mhm.
And after getting licensed, I was like, I should probably apologize to my real estate agent. I was a nightmare. I think everyone is slightly nitpicky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To
But
a
sometimes
degree.
people go overboard a little bit, I think.
Sure, we get the idea in our head that this is what I want and this is what I need, and I'm not deviating from it.
Right.
But then reality, there's a bit of a reality check. Yeah, so
Sometimes it's unreasonable. I'm just saying that because we had somebody listing here
mhm.
on my floor,
Okay.
and it's on that side, and that side they have walkout right to the ground, the grass,
Okay,
because
yeah.
they go up the stairs, and it's different from my side, right?
Okay, yeah.
So a couple looking at it was a beautiful corner unit,
Mhm.
and we have a garden out there, and they complained, "Oh, well, that looks terrible." And it's like, it's a vegetable garden that's free for all of us.
Oh,
like, why would you
nice.
complain about? You just walk out there and you can pick some green beans or whatever,
Yeah.
It was just weird to me.
Obviously, they weren't gardeners.
No, definitely not.
Right? They're not gardeners.
Yeah.
I was actually speaking with a woman, and we were discussing an apartment,
Mhm.
and it had this big, beautiful balcony. Like, it was huge. And the woman said, she goes, well, that's just wasted space. For her,
Mhm.
it was not a big, beautiful balcony. It was something she would never use.
Right.
So
Wow,
clearly
okay.
that apartment wasn't right for her.
Yeah.
Clearly the people who did not like the vegetable garden, your neighboring apartment wasn't right for them.
That's right.
And I'm sure that there was something out there for them
Mhm.
that didn't have a garden.
Right.
It's just a matter of finding it.
And they also worried because they were worried about people going by,
Yeah.
like to the back. And it's like, well, the only people that would normally do that are people that live on that part of the property.
Yeah.
If I want to go out and use the garden, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to stare in your window. But I guess, it just seemed to me a little bit more than, whatever. Now, another thing, like before I moved here to Estrada, I had even though you can read all the rules and regulations, until you live it, you have no idea what it's like. So is that a concern for any of your buyers?
understanding strata documents is challenging.
Yes.
One thing that I do is I read them over, I skim them, and if there's any things that I notice that are like, ooh, maybe, then I'm like, hey, you need to really pay attention to this section where they're talking about the shortcomings of the financials. Are you willing to commit to a strata that is possibly going to have a multitude of special levies coming up in the next 10 years?
Right, yeah. And sometimes you don't even know.
No. Oh, but sometimes it's really obvious when you look at the Form B and you're like, oh, why did they have to spend all that extra money? Sometimes you see on a Form B that, oh, there was extra money spent, but then you look at the financials and it's something as simple as, oh, it was an emergency main water line that broke. Okay, so they took extra money and spent it on that, obviously.
Just after we had our windows all replaced, which we all had to pay special levy. One of our boilers went. And because it was younger than the one that there was two. We had two boilers. One was 15 years old and one was 13. So the 13 went. So we decided, I was on council at the time. To replace both because, whatever, right? But that was a big issue for everybody because we just spent all that money, our own money, for windows, to replace windows that there was a problem with that way back before I was here. It was known that a lot of the windows were leaking, but it wasn't reported in the minutes. My apartment was one of those,
Oh, no. And that's one thing that I don't understand. There is a strata that I was shopping with a client and we read over the strata minutes. The strata is older. And again, windows are always a big money issue.
Absolutely.
And in the strata minutes, it said windows replaced as needed. And I thought this is a great idea because not everyone has to shell out the money. And if you're doing it as needed, then hopefully there's money in the CRF for it. And each unit would just draw from existing money that's already there. Super logical. So we go into this unit. The sills show water damage. The wall shows water damage. And I, phone the listing agent and I ask, I'm like, so I read in the strata minutes, windows are being replaced as needed. Where is this unit on the replacement schedule?
Right.
And he's like, oh, I'll look into that for you. It turns out they weren't on the replacement schedule. They had never reported to strata that their windows were leaking.
Right.
And I was like, this is your most expensive asset. This is probably the most expensive thing you will ever purchase. Why are you not going, hey, strata, I need to be on the list to get my living room window replaced. The rest of the windows in the unit were fine. Just one window. So it's not going to be a huge expense. Yeah, it's going to be expensive, but it's not, $20,000 or $30,000 expensive.
I hear you. I hear you, because what was decided here was every window was going to be replaced, whether it was a problem or not. And the logic was, well, we contacted a number of window companies, and they said it would be better long run, better, lower cost in the long run, whatever. But I have how many windows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 windows. That had to be replaced. It's like, oh, that hurts.
It hurts. It hurts. That's.
So those are the things that people need to be aware of, right?
Oh, yeah.
And check the rules.
And check
the rules.
Check the
bylaws and the rules.
Check the rules. Check the bylaws. And understand that if there is a rule that contradicts a bylaw, the bylaw stands. Yeah. That is.
And you can get all kinds of information. I just want to say to people with the company of Zoa.
Okay.
They're in Victoria, and they'll answer they'll really check if you have a question. about, something about to do a strata, they will check and they will get back to you and give you that information. So they're really, really good access to
Nice.
a company to access, or whatever the word is,
Excellent.
Anyway, I'm just thinking about, got to pay attention to time, because this will cut us off if I don't pay attention. So tell me about that other job that you still do. Now explain a bit more about it.
Okay, upstage downsize. We go in and we help clients decide what they're going to take with them to their new home.
Okay.
We get a lot of seniors that are going from a large house to a condo.
Right.
Right? So you live in a 3,000 square foot house. It's got 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and you're moving to a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo. What do you take with you?
Right.
How do you make the decision of what you pack? The owner of the company is Juanita. She is amazing. She will help you decide what furniture is going to go into your new unit. She does a floor plan.
Oh.
And maps it. She measures everything, maps it all out. And, you've got that 13-foot sofa. I'm sorry, it's not fitting in your 10-foot living room.
Right.
So if you want us to pack all your items, we will wrap and pack everything. If you want us to just pack your china cabinet because you don't trust your grandchildren,
I wouldn't either.
We will pack just your china cabinet. We have a job coming up next month. It's a complete move. So we are packing everything. We usually do it in 2 to 3 hour instances because it's exhausting.
Yes.
So we go in, and not just for us, but for the homeowner. Like, it's exhausting having people in your house.
Yeah.
So we pack everything up, and then the day before, we pack the last minute. Moving day, one of us is on site to oversee the movers that come in, put everything in a truck. They transport it to the new location. We spend the afternoon unpacking everything.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
At about 4:30, we phone you and we're like, come home at 5.
Wow.
You walk into your new home. Your dishes are in the cupboard. Your beds are made. Your toiletries are unpacked. Your tea,
sounds so nice.
You get to just come home.
Right.
Sometimes the TV's even hooked up.
What a bonus.
Yeah.
Well, that is really a great thing, especially for seniors, I would say, because moving is stressful for anybody, I think, But, like you said, when you got to downsize. I moved from my house to here, but this actually has more square footage than my house.
Oh, nice.
Although I did have an attic.
Okay. Oh, the storage.
The
storage. Storage.
But I don't get attached to stuff. So it was easy for me to get rid of things,
Yeah.
I had no problem doing it. But it's interesting, though. It is a good thing for people to.
It is. And sometimes we will do like an online auction through Max Sold. So if you've got a lot of stuff, and the auction is never going to generate massive amounts of money, but the hope is that it'll offset some of our costs for the client.
Well, that makes sense,
And then things that are just not sellable, they're still beautiful, but they have not a whole lot of monetary value. Or sometimes after the auction, people don't show up and they don't pick up their stuff and it's paid for. In which case we donate to a lot of the local charities, which is actually how I met Raylene Mumford from the Free Store.
The Free Store. Just want to say that is one of the best. First of all, Raylene is the best. Raylene Mumford is just the best person ever. And the Free Store is such a wonderful, wonderful place for, people that need.
People that need.
Just need. Yeah, for sure. And I just have to add, I can't help it. Like,
we can't help
there's something about Raylene, she takes nothing for herself. And that's the beauty of what she does. I don't know about other organizations that are, nonprofit, whatever. I just know Raylene and the way she works, and I think it's wonderful.
I absolutely love her too.
Giving you a plug there, Raylene.
So that's basically, that's me in a little ball in a 30-minute interview.
No, I have to just say that she's sitting here so quiet and calm and talk. Listen, this is, when she's like a go, 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 go. I loved for the Cupcake Festival. She drove me around when it's time to hand out cupcakes. We had so much fun. I love that, by the way. It was
looking
really,
forward to next year's cupcake
yeah, and I've
festival.
already booked the date.
Excellent, excellent.
Anyway, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you coming.
Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And hey, everybody, thank you very much for watching the show. I hope you continue to do so, even though I'm only interviewing maybe 2 a month now, you know, because like, yeah, I'm getting old. What the heck? What can I tell you? So take care, everybody, and peace out. Now let's stop this thing.